Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Sean Cecil, and today we're going to talk about what it really takes to go and create career freedom, to find something, to do what you love, get paid well for it. What's the real price that you have to pay? Because a lot of people are looking for this journey to be easy. And I'm going to be one of the few people who tells you that it's not. That's just the way it is. There are a lot of people out there who say, oh, just do this for 5 or 10 hours a week and then you can retire a millionaire. No, it doesn't work that way. People say, oh yeah, you can just do this work for home thing. And then next thing you know, like you'll have $5 million in the bank in 5 years or whatever. It doesn't work that way, right? Like this whole journey is hard, right? Chances are you're going to be doing some kind of work for probably, the next until, call it in your 60s or whatever. The question is, find something that you love, right? If you can find something that you love, then it's not really work. Now, how to get there, that's also going to be hard, right? Again, if it was easy, everybody would do it. So people are looking for this to be easy. And what happens is because people want it to be easy, they go in and make silly decisions. So for example, they go enroll in that MLM that's promising all this stuff that they can't deliver, right? Somebody who really knows what they're doing is never going to promise that because it's not real, right? People will let little setbacks keep them trapped because they're not willing to be confident. They're not willing to, step out there and deal with the uncertainty. So they'll say, oh, well, I don't have health insurance if I go do my own thing, if I go freelance or start my own company or whatever, I don't have health insurance. So I can't do it. It's like, well, you can buy health insurance for $5,000 a year, right? So if you're going to make more than $5,000 extra, which is very easy to do when you go independent, then it makes sense. But people just let those little things hold them back. There's this, but, like, yeah, I could do that. There's all this amazing stuff, but X, Y, Z. And so they don't do it. They find an excuse, right? People, they look at the plan, they say, oh, well, I don't know exactly how this part's going to work, right? And they're like, oh, well, since I don't have exactly the whole plan, I'm just going to stay stuck. I'm just going to be in a job that I hate for another 20 years. And it is what it is, right? But that's not a winning strategy. Right? The belief that underlies all of that is that if you are doing something that you hate, that you have to have a perfect 100% plan to get you to the solution. And it's the same for the health insurance. It's the same for, the things where people are selling stuff that's easy. It's the belief that everything has to be easy and figured out and no challenges and no surprises and no setbacks. And no journey worth its salt is ever going to be like that. It's just not, right? The truth is that you don't even know the right questions to ask yet, much less the answers to those questions, because you haven't gotten started on the journey, right? Once you start on the journey, then you start this process of learning and growth, and you start understanding, hey, what should I even be asking in the first place, right? What are the answers to those questions? Oh, I didn't even know this setback existed. This setback that I thought was going to happen, this challenge that I expected to run into, it never happened, right? Most of the time, what people think is going to be the challenge never happens. And then what they didn't even think could possibly happen ends up being a major setback. And again, you'll have people, they'll hit that major setback and then they'll just quit. They'll just say, I'm done. I quit. Can't do it. Impossible. They just stop working on it. Maybe they don't officially stop the journey. They say, oh yeah, I'm still doing this, but they don't put any time into it, which means that they've quit, right? People aren't willing to pay that price of conviction and confidence because the truth is that you're going to go on this journey, right? You're going to gain a lot more knowledge. You're going to learn what questions to ask. You're going to learn the answers. And then you're going to face your challenges and you're going to either overcome them or you're not, right? Now, if you have faith in yourself that you're going to figure it out, if you have faith that everything is figure outable, if you have conviction that you'll get the help that you need, you'll find, whoever it is who has the answers, whatever book or person or whatever, and you'll figure it out, or you'll figure it out yourself. It doesn't matter. If you have the faith that the journey is important enough that you're going to figure it out one way or another, and you've got that faith in yourself, then you will, right? It may take you a little bit longer than you hope for, but you'll get there, right? So what, right? At the end of the day, if it takes you a year instead of 6 months to get into doing something that you love, who cares? It's still a massive win. So don't let that gap, don't let that, little bit of uncertainty throw you off, because the price that has to be paid at the end of the day comes from that courage. It comes from saying, hey, I'm going to figure out these problems, because if you're in an old fashioned job, the reason people take those jobs and the reason that they get way less compensation than they deserve, because they're adding way more value than most people are getting paid. Most people only get like 10% of the value that they add in compensation, and they're dealing with very often really crappy working conditions. The reason people choose to do that is because all of those little problems are figured out for them. They don't really have to think for themselves too much. Right? When you go on this journey, you're going to have to think for yourself. You're going to have to solve these problems. And it's not that people are stupid. It's not that people are lazy. It's that they get scared of, what if I can't solve that problem? What if I can't solve this problem? What if I can't solve this problem? Right? But if you have that courage and the conviction, that's the price that you have to pay. And that's why only 15% of people love what they do. That's why 85% of people don't love what they do, because they're not willing to pay that price of courage and conviction. And at the end of the day, that's where it's at. That's how you get to a point where you're doing something you love. That's where you get to the point where you have faith in yourself. That's where you get to the point where you're in control of your destiny and somebody else isn't in control of your destiny, right? Like, if you wiped out my reputation, my company, everything today, I would rebuild it. I'd rebuild this or something else. Doesn't matter, because my power lies within, right? Yours can too, but you've got to go through that journey. You've got to have that courage and conviction. You've got to meet those setbacks and overcome them. And that will build your faith in yourself. But the biggest thing is you've got to get started. So if you guys are interested in what that journey looks like, if you're interested in what it takes to break out of your burnout job, to go on this journey, to go create this independent sense of power and this independent sense of career freedom, then I do have a link for you guys. This is a free presentation, www.oculusinstitute.com/workshop. I will walk you through the whole process of what this looks like from a really high level. It's about 50 minutes long. And at the end, if you want to dive deeper, then there's actually a link to get on the phone with me. But for now, just go check out the presentation, watch it. It's got a lot of really wonderful information, and it will show you how I think about it, the same way I have my clients think about it, so that you can see what it takes to go from being in a job that you hate to doing something that you love, and you can get a greater sense of that journey. And more importantly, you can get a sense of, hey, this is a price that I'm willing to pay, right? I am willing to go figure out these challenges because this is really worth it. So guys, I really hope you enjoy that presentation. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. If you're in the Science of Career Freedom Facebook group, then we will definitely comment below. I'm looking forward to hearing what you all have to say. Talk to you soon. Have a wonderful day.